And that was the quickest done that in a very long time, by the way.
What is going on, everybody? Frankie here for the Bakersfield Gentlemen with my brother Miguel. You guys at Calebra's Lounge, like we like to be, because I was a little warm today and it's nice and cool in here. So um, I can't complain. Again, if you guys aren't familiar with Calebra's, you guys are in the Bakersfield area, make sure you guys hit us up. Come check out the club. Once you become a member, you get nice 24-hour access, a locker. We've got the drink cabinet. We've got the snack cabinet. We've got the full-size fridge out here, TVs, high-speed internet, pool table, which we're on right now, dartboard, cornhole boards, which I've been told several times are not regulation size, but still a whole lot of fun. So yeah, you come down here and get some work done, or enjoy a movie, Netflix, Hulu, whatever you want, and be in the company of some fantastic people. That being said, real quick before we get the show started, I do want to thank our sponsors, Apostate Cigars, our newest sponsor, Psalm Cigars, Artisanal del Tobacco, Artista Cigars, GTO Cigars, Family by Loyalty, and Kiki Momo Cigars to help make the show possible. So thank you guys. And of course, our show supporters, JC Newman, Gurkha Cigars, and Sinisho Cigars. Thank you to those guys as well.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Excellent rundown right there. But I think you guys might have tuned in for something pretty important today. Something that, how do I put this? The ultimate cigar trivia experience, perhaps? Yeah, that's right. I said it. It's loud and clear. You guys are going to learn all about it right now. And I hope you will do me a favor and share and tag other people, because I know you know a know-it-all out there who has to test their metal for reals this time. No more just saying, oh, yes, I've smoked cigars for 25 years. I know all about it. No, now we can test and see what you know. And we have just the guy to do it. We've got Boston Jimmie in the house talking his brand new game, Perilous. Brother, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to hop on with us. Boom. Perfect. Bringing him on. Look at this. Look at this good gentleman here. How have you been, sir?
Vacation, otherwise known as retirement, has been really good to me lately. Just came back from the Smoky Mountains with friends of mine I started my career with over 40 plus years ago. And I don't know if you saw the picture of the bear that I posted. Okay. But if you follow me on Facebook, we had a black bear, and the black bear came and visited the mansion cabin every day that we were there. And kind of hung out in the grass while we looked at him over the top from the top deck.
Probably for the best though. I don't know. I'm not very familiar with bears in real life, but I'm gonna say that's the best way to watch them, from above.
They're soft. They're soft and cuddly. They look like a nice little teddy bear, almost like my dog with the little flatter nose. But they'll tear you apart. So stay away from them. 50 yards
Good
minimum.
advice right there. That's that is solid advice right there. And so
Now, real quick, Jimmie, I don't know if you know the answer to this, but I've heard you don't have to be faster than the bear. You just got to be faster than the slowest person in your group. Is that some good advice?
Yeah, that's Boy Scout advice. Yes, absolutely.
Jeez.
All right, so let's jump right in. You're here today to present us with an amazing new game, and I want to make sure everybody gets some information on it. So let's get into it. Where would you like to start?
All right, let me give a quick little introduction of what we're talking about before we open the screen up there. So for 10 years with Stogie Press, I've been doing reviews and news and articles and all this fun stuff, visiting places all over the world with cigars related. And I always said that we need a really good cigar trivia game show. I didn't have any time to dedicate to do this with a non-traditional 9 to 5 job, which basically meant from 7 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock in the morning sometimes, because I work with people around the world in my job. It was global in nature. So I didn't have time to do that. I had to deal with Stogie Press and taking it to the nub and stuff like that. But when I retired, I said I was going to do something big, and I did. I feel I did. So what I created was what we call the Ultimate Cigar Trivia Game Show. This is not a trivia show that is just about leaf, the makeup of the cigar, maybe the curing, those basic things that we learn and understand. But it's more about the culture, the history can be in there. It could have to do with celebrities that have to do with cigars. If it has something to do with cigars, famous actors, right? Comedians. If it has something to do with cigars, there can be a question related to it in the show. Okay. So the idea then is we're going to help people just learn more about and bring more and more people into the discussion of cigars and share this knowledge with each other. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun for people that want to play in the show, because if they play in the show, they're going to get everybody that registers and plays on the show will get a Zycar branded cutter with the Perilous logo on it. And the winner of round, and we'll get into this in a moment when we share some, there will be 2 rounds. The winner of round 1 will get a $50 gift certificate to a shop that has pledged certificate as a prize. That may that could change every week, every month, depends on what the shop wants to do, with different shops that are going to spread that wealth as far as sharing and learning about the shops and what they have to offer. And then you move into a round 2, and the round 2 is going to have even bigger and better prizes, because it's just you, the champion of round 1. At the end of the season, we expect to have a bracketed tournament where they'll battle it out down to one person standing. And at the end of the show today, I'll explain what happens at that moment, what that person's going to win. So with
Very
that,
nice.
I guess you can ask me any questions you have before we share or whatever we're going to do.
We did have a question in the comments real quick,
Oh yeah.
and it's from Brian. He's saying, "How is smoking the different parts of the cigar that you broke apart?"
Oh man, did you guys see that post I made? So I was just sitting around going through my humidor today and doing a rotation. And whenever you do that, you always find a cigar that's not in a cello or something that got kind of beat up. And you're just like, and you kind of left it there. I'll get to it. So it's like, no, these 3 right here, they're not smoke. I mean, I could probably smoke them if they're the last cigar I had. So what I did is I took them out, I cut them open and started disassembling them all. And I just started lighting them on fire, just torching the end of it and letting it burn, and just kind of like waving it in the air and just smelling the aroma, just that one leaf, one tiny leaf. And then doing another one. Well, that one's burning in the ashtray. And I started mixing them together like I'm a mad chemist. Just like, if I take this and this and put them together? And I spent an hour playing with leaf today. I highly recommend people do this. I mean, it was amazing.
Oh, I love that. I've had a couple where it's like, you know what, it's time to smoke this because it's got a little crack or whatever, and I don't want to waste it. So if it burns, it burns. If it doesn't, no big deal. But now I've got something more exciting to do with it. Give it fresh life. I like that.
There you go.
Cool. And then Brian, I think we're gonna get into those kind of talks in just a second, Brian, because I think I understand where you're coming from, whether a consumer or someone in the industry. But I feel like you don't need to be in the industry to know cigar culture, if that makes sense. Because we all experience it every time we go into a shop or we have a cigar with a buddy. You're part of the culture, no matter what aspect or not aspect of the industry you're a part of.
Like, what do you call a gathering of fellow cigar enthusiasts?
A herf.
Oh, boom! Bang! You got it. You just won something.
I like. Oh, yeah, that was easy. I love this.
That's a level 1 question.
That is it's level 1.
That's a level 1 question. And in fact, it could actually be a level 2 question I learned from some people. because there are some extreme new people that come into the culture every day, and they pick
That's
up
true.
a cigar and they know nothing other than his buddy brought him in to smoke cigars. I mean, what was the first time you heard the word herf and said, what the hell is that? You
That's an
did it,
excellent
didn't you?
question.
You said, what the hell is a herf? You had to, because you'd never heard the
Yeah.
word. So
Yeah,
one or two. And
that's fair.
so or that's a person that really can't be in the game, but they should watch the game. Okay, this is not just for the people that are competing, but it's for everybody else to watch. I would hope that shops would put this on their screens. We're not going to do this live. Here's another thing we don't talk about much. Well, we're not doing this live. This is going to be a taped show. So that any little glitches, I have a whole new product suite I'm using. I'm not doing it in Zoom, whereby any of this. I've got a complete video production system that I'm licensed to build this whole thing out, and
Oh wow.
it allows me to do amazing taping and stuff. But there's controls and hot buttons I had to program. I spent 4 months in my retirement moment designing, architecting, and building what I have. All right.
Wow.
Testing it.
Very nice.
So this is something that when people play it, it's going to be cool to play. All right. And it's going to be cool to watch. And then we haven't figured out what day of the week, but let's just say every Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern, the new episode of Perilous is up. All right. You can watch whatever you want to watch it, but suddenly maybe you have Perilous parties at shops, I mean, and then eventually I go to shops and have a Perilous game at the shop. I mean, this is the kind of thing I'm looking to do in retirement. Espouse as
That
much
sounds like a great
knowledge as
idea.
I can.
No, I appreciate that idea too. I think bringing this to in-person events is going to be a great idea, not just for the game itself, but for the shops themselves. Because hey, you're learning about what you're being a part of, even if you're not a contestant. Like you said, it's a chance to learn, whether it's on the screen or in person. And then you have that other aspect of, as much as I've said this a million times, but as much as I love going to in-store events, I want to see them take on new life, new ideas on how to do in-store events. Whether it's, I think, Biblioteca doing the stand-up nights, or having a game night like this, which would be absolutely phenomenal, because you can still have all the aspects of an in-store event along with something
Uh,
wonderful like Perilous.
I mean, in a long game, the vision, this is something that's, going to build over time. Okay, in my mind, all right, where we've just planted the seed, and we have this ability to do what I want to do now. We get to the end, and we have a cool bracketed tournament of champions. When that's all said and done and it's all over with, what's to stop us from having a battle of brand owners? Not for nothing.
Ooh,
Brand owners, they know a lot, but then they know everything.
you're not
And I'm
wrong. And
sure,
not only that, but oh, sorry.
I mean, I spent a month every day. I retired, had nothing else to do, and I spent a month every day of that month reading, researching, cataloging, categorizing terms that get turned into questions about cigar industry, culture, science, and everything. Just I have a ginormous spreadsheet of things all laid out. And it is just, to me, my wife said to me, "You'll never come up with enough questions." And I was like, Do you know how deep this industry goes? Let's talk business, talk legal. It's- it goes on and on and on and on. All right. No matter what topic you have, construction, no matter what topic you have, there's probably something related to cigars on music. It's got cigars related to it. Have a cigar. Hey, that's Pink Floyd. Okay, great. You just won a level one question. You know?
That yeah. I have. I'm not gonna say it on camera. I want to send it to you. I have a little clip from a certain book that I was just listening to on audiobook, and it might be way too what's the word I'm looking for? Abstract, I guess, or too niche. But that, yeah, like you said, any aspect, books, I mean, literature, movies, as we talked before about celebrities, it does
Mhm.
work its way into all facets and in really interesting ways.
Hmm.
Yep. And there's a lot of questions. And there's questions. And whenever I talk, I keep my spreadsheet open because as I'm working through the day and doing stuff, if I read something or hear something or somebody posts something, I have like, oh my goodness, there's another question I can put in. There's another term I can use.
I like it.
And just I'm all in. I'm all in on this so much that this is my new baby.
I like it. I like it. Now, before because I do have it in the link, guys, so please don't click off yet and click it, but I want you to click it. It takes you directly to the Perilous page. Let me get it on screen though. And before I wanted to ask though if you can share ahead of time. But are there any shops or anyone you want to give a shout out for helping out in the beginning? Um, or is it just a too big a list to name all right now? I apologize if that's
Uh, hold on a second. I have
no
a
worries. No worries.
I had a booklet here. My yeah, I have it written down. Let's see if I have the no, it's probably sitting on the other side of the lounge on my other table. I
Oh,
have a
no worries.
notepad. Oh, here it is. I do have it.
Ah, there we go.
Okay. Here's the Perilous pad. See? You know, everything is
Yeah.
in here.
You have to sell Perilous pads. You've got to.
Right. So yeah, I would give a shout out right now to Cigar Life in Lakeland, Florida. Pairing Cigar Bar in uh, Philadelphia. Um, uh, Preston Gray and his cigar shops, Tailored Smoke up in North Carolina. And 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 right now we're still working. There's a few others that we're working on right now, but initially they have already pledged gift certificates to use in the shows. I know I have others that have said, yeah, just got to give me a moment. So it's all about getting things rolling. Once we get things rolling and people see what's going on, I think they're going to say, "Hey, how can I help get behind this? How can I get part of the traction? What can I do to help?"
Right.
Because that's what we all
Couldn't
do in
agree
this
more.
industry.
I couldn't agree more right there. Now, if you do end up clicking that link, please do so after the show, or if you want to do it while we and follow along, I don't mind that either. But let me bring this onto screen real quick, and here is the page that will bring you to all this information, this wonderful way to register and to learn all about it. So if you want to all written down, but we'll go into as much as we can right now, guys.
Yeah. So what we did is we were originally going to do a brand new website for this. But time was pressing near the end. We wanted to talk about this a lot at PCA. And my wife, who does all my website work, decided that why don't we just do it as a subpage of Stogie Press itself. So this is stogiepress.com/perilous. Okay, that's the web address. And what soon as you come in, there's a register button. You can go past this. So just slide down for a second so people know. Okay, now you can go back up. All right. So you don't have to register to go any further. And now that I'm looking at this and how it's the usability, somebody might just stop there. So my apologies. But anyway, if you hit that button, so if you click the register button, and the register button is
Bring
going to
up.
open up, is going to open up in another tab. It'll open up a Word document. And basically what this is doing is it's putting your registration information in. So basically your name, the address I can mail stuff to you if you win prizes, the your phone number and an email so I can contact you to get scheduled for a taping or contact you if you seem to be late. I'm like, we're getting ready to tape and you're not here yet. It's kind of one of those things. So we
Yeah.
got to be able to manage the logistics of it. And then the rest of it is more questions about your experience in the cigar world. How long you've been smoking cigars. What do you, have you ever been to a field, to a farm, to a processing facility? Have you ever been to factories? Those types of questions, and they're pretty simple. And then at the end, there's a question that also asks for anything that you would like to, a personal bit of information about you that you would like to talk about on the show. If you own your own company and that's your passion, whatever it is, okay, your kids, your family, your dog, doesn't matter. Something that when we break the ice, we just go around and get to know everybody real quick. Okay. And then you just email that back to info@Stogie Press, and I'll build up a slate of contestants. And then I've got to try to organize. And it'll also ask you what days and times are you available or not available. All right. So if you're not available on weekends, I need to know that because I might have to do a taping with people that are not available on weekends, but are available all on a Thursday. So I'm going to
Hmm.
adjust my
Smart.
taping dates to availability of contestants. All right. So
I like that
that's what
because
that does.
that's a smart move too. Especially, I love the fact that you are taping it too, so there is a chance to edit, add in whatever you need to, and it works
Yes.
out more favorably for that many contestants. And I hope to see. I see quite a few names on here: Mike, Chad, Steven, Dennis, everyone on here. I know quite a few of you have knowledge, so I hope to see some emails be sent over
Dennis,
to
definitely.
Dennis. Yeah, for sure. To
These
send
guys,
over some
these
emails
guys
to
will
Jimmie
have a
after this.
blast. I'm telling you that we did, and part of what the trailer we're about to just quick launch, and I don't want to go through the whole trailer because it's 7 minutes. We can always come back to it later if we have to. People can watch it, but the trailer, just be aware that is based on a beta test that we did. So if you click the trailer and open that up and put it on pause as soon as it opens,
Come on,
hit the pause
pause. There we
button.
go.
All right.
It'll load in a second.
And
Give it one moment.
yeah, give it a moment. So this was done with uh, Lou Piscatelli, one of my local brothers at the Leaf here, and he also does great cigar band art, and he does carpentry and cabinet making and all the kinds of cool stuff. So he's the guy that makes all that cool cigar band art that I keep showing. Ryan
That's awesome.
Gallimore, for those that know Ryan used to have his own cigar company. And then he went to work for Drew Estate. He was the guy that did all the swag work for DE25. He's since then left and he's starting his own venture right now. But Ryan and I go back to the beginning of Stogie Press. So it wasn't for Ryan, believe me, Stogie Press wouldn't exist. Okay. And then we also brought in John Reamer from Johnny Smokes Uncut, okay, because he was my premier sponsor of climbing Mount Fuji and helping to raise the most money for autism. So I brought in John also, and we sat down as a panel and when we did this, and you'll see how it works in a second. Um, there's some glitches because I just pasted stuff together as it went along because I didn't want to take the whole hour and a half. I wanted 7 minutes of the content. So what happens is this is going to roll in. There's a quick advertising segment that really fades in really quick. Um, so you can probably hit the play and then just go past that.
Sponsored by Zycar.
Okay.
when you want the perfect cut or light.
And then go right there, right after that. Okay, now go right there. There you go. And Lou, all right, now just hit the pause. Tell us about yourself, Lou. I'm going to tee this up here in a second. All right, so once the announcement comes in, and it's a really fast kind of any sponsorship advertising is not going to be long, elongated stuff. It's just going to be like one or two quick sentences about a brand, and then it's going to roll right into an introduction of our contestants, right? So as we go through those contestants, what's going to happen is I explain the game to them, and then you'll see that everybody gets spotted 100 points in round one.
Nice.
So everybody's equal, and now what's going to happen is they're going to decide how many points they want to bet on a level 1 question. Level 1, the easiest. Level 5 is going to be the hardest. Each person's going to get a different level 1 question in the game, okay? But it'll be a level 1. And we decided after the beta test that it'll be a level 1 in the same category. So if the category is agriculture, everybody's getting a level 1 agriculture question. So we don't want somebody getting a level 1 agriculture and somebody else getting a level 1 shop. Might be a harder question in their mind, right? Or history. All right. So we make it even. Now they get to wager how much of that, and that's what's up at the top right on this board. All right. And these numbers will change. When they bet, those numbers up top, we're going to change those numbers and they're going to adjust for what their wager is. If you get the answer right, you're going to receive for round 1, level 1 times your wager. When you go to level 2, it's going to be 2 times your wager, 3 times, all the way up to level 5, which will be 5 times your wager. Okay. If you wage everything and lose, you're out of the game. Okay. There's no comebacks. So you have to be careful because the game is perilous for a reason, right? If you overbet, you can fall way behind other contestants. If you underbet, if you overbet, you could really lose something and fall down. Now, level 1 questions being easy, you go to level 2 and on up. At the end, there'll be one contestant standing from round 1 who will win a $50 gift certificate. So now let this tape roll for a little bit and we'll show how all that plays out.
Heck yeah.
You do some interesting things from what I understand.
Yep, Lou Piscatelli. I live in Melbourne, Florida.
Coming back to the wages. Ryan, are you good at 75?
I'm good.
Okay. Lou, you good at 80?
Good.
John, you good at 75?
Good.
Okay. What is the structure called where leaves are hung to be dry? Answer?
Curing barn.
You say curing barn. Final answer, I imagine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you have gotten that correct. Okay, we're going to go to Lou now. First question goes to Lou. Level 3 question. Who was the founder of Camacho Cigars? Answer?
Christian Aroa.
You
Wasted.
Simon Camacho. You lost 160 points.
Oh, this is perilous.
This is perilous. Lou, you bet 460 points, which puts you at a whopping 90 points. And you are the winner of round 1. Congratulations. You win a $50 gift certificate.
Awesome.
to buy. All right. So at this point, we went through round one. You can see how that worked. What's important here is there is a strategy, and I will let everybody that watches to know the strategy. It's completely transparent. It's about betting. You have to be careful. In this game, Ryan was actually ahead of Lou when we did the beta test, and Ryan screwed up and lost all his points. And basically, Lou then was easy. You notice that we have people lock in their bets. You bet what you want in a round or at a round and a level, and what'll happen is you get one chance to say after you see everybody else, as you said, you want to lock yours in, or you can decide to lower or raise it one time in each level. Okay, and then we lock them in, and then we go with the questions, and then the order of the questions will rotate beginning from the left, I believe, from the left to the right. And so level one will be first position left, and then level two will be second position, level three will be third position, and it rotates back. So, and there'll be some kind of a flip of a coin or random wheel pre-show that will determine who goes in what box. Okay.
Nice.
So at this point, I guess, is there any response from the audience? I mean, how'd you like the sound effects in the background, the timer? All of this stuff had to be programmed in.
I'm digging it. I hope if I apologize, guys, if you can't hear it very well. I can turn it up on the YouTube or the video that we're sharing. So let me know if you can hear it. But I'm digging it so far. And I think Steven brought up that it's sort of like Jeopardy with cigar knowledge. I think it adds kind of another level to it too, though, because everyone is going to be locked in, as you said, on the same category. Yes.
Yes, everybody's locked in the same category. So each one's going to get a question in that category. And remember, it has everything to do with cigars. So unlike Jeopardy, which is maybe not the things aren't your passion. If cigars are your passion, you probably know answers to many questions and not realize it. Okay. But the secret is knowing what you know or how much you think you know, and knowing what you don't know, right? And knowing that levels are going to get more difficult, you have to begin to think about in a particular category. When we say we're going to do this category is going to be agriculture, do you really know much about agriculture in cigars or not? That should determine how you bet, all right? Especially the next couple levels up, because you can get wasted really fast. All right. So
I like that. It kind of plays on your own, a bit of your own, what's the word I'm looking for? Pride too. So if you think you know more, you might just burn out real fast. If you're a little more humble about it, you at least have points to bet in the long run.
Yes, exactly. And believe me, when it's not just building this out with the software and stuff that I had to do to go make this all come together, but that strategy was, I had to lay that out in my head. It's, how's the game played, and what is the right way to play it, right? And see, and what's it going to bring out for people. So now what's going to happen is Lou is going to move into round two. Now, round two, there's going to be a quick commercial slide here or two that's going to go through. So there's a break between round one and round two with a commercial, because I got to do some behind the scenes setup for what's about to happen. Because what you see here, there's a virtual set now, is going to change, and it's a whole new virtual set for round two, which is just me and the contestants and some other stuff. Okay, so let it roll, and then we'll come back and talk about it.
Sounds good.
Buy your favorite products from the shop. Which shop it is, it's up to our sponsors. Okay, so at this point, what we do is we're now going to take a short commercial break, and we're going to be moving to the championship round.
Today's show is brought to you by Platinum Nova Cigars. Platinum Nova is a family-owned and operated premium cigar company.
Okay, welcome, Lou. to the championship round. Now, the way this round works is a little different than round one. You have no competition other than yourself. We're going to take a little trip, though. Every time we go to round two, we're going to take a trip. Your trip is going to be to Nicaragua. So we're going to go to Nicaragua. All questions involved here have to do with a reference to Nicaragua. So keep that in mind. Has something to do with Nicaragua. And as we do this, what's going to happen is you're going to get various levels, and each level question is going to provide a prize, is a swag prize, and a monetary gift certificate associated with it. If you get the question right, you win that. Now, you have an option to keep that, or when you look at the next level, there'll be a bigger prize, and you can choose to go for that or keep what you have. If you choose to go for it, you forfeit the previous prize, and now you're only competing for the next higher prize. You understand that?
Got it.
Okay. So the first level is going to be a cigar case and a $25. Are you ready for the next level? So the next level question is going to be a humidor and a $50 gift certificate. Do you want to try for this one? This yearly International Tobacco Festival is held in Nicaragua. Answer?
Euro Sabor.
Euro Sabor.
Yes. Nice.
Correct. Okay. You made it through level 1 and level 2. Things get real perilous from here on up. So remember, you got this humidor, you got $50 gift certificate here, you got $50 gift certificate from round 1, you got $100 in prize money right now to spend, and a beautiful humidor. Are you ready to take a look at what you could win on the next level? This is going to be a swag pack and a $75 gift certificate. All right, that didn't seem so hard. Okay, so level 4 is going to be a stand-up ashtray with a $100 gift certificate.
Damn.
Now, do you want to go for that? Knowing that this is going to be a much more difficult question, it's a level 4 question, or do you want to keep what you have and call it a day?
Let's go for it.
Okay, here we go. Level 4 question. This award-winning father and son cigar-making team began planting tobacco near the town of Numanji. Answer?
Mirafel. Ah!
Wasted.
Jose Pepin and Jaime Garcia. Sorry, Lou. Thank you for playing today. You are the recipient of a $50 gift certificate from round 1. I do appreciate everybody playing the game. And with that, we are going to let the credits roll.
Nice.
All right. So that's how round 2 works. So cool things we're able to do. I don't know if you noticed that we have this virtual background. It's like, I got a virtual background. Well, all right. So what happens is I can put people in things. Now, of course, I don't want people having their own virtual backgrounds on my virtual background when they do the show. So it'll come in the way it is. But it's going to be super clean and where things go. I can place stuff exactly where I want it. I have these cool things and widgets that I can move around, make things work and stuff. So it was a lot of investigatory work that I was doing, a lot of research into how to use the product I chose to use, which wasn't exactly the most um, help manual friendly. So you had to go deeper and see how other people did things, and then how did they do that, and then go find more videos. So after I curated those terms to get the questions going, I had to then figure out how to go make the show work. And then every night, my wife was laughing at me because I would come in and be like, she goes, "You solved another problem, didn't you?" Because I had all these issues, how to do this, how to do that, how to move this over here and make these things happen over here. And I would spend a couple of days going through it. And here I am, a retired engineer. And I realized at that point, we don't retire. We just find new problems to solve. So I
I
created my
love it.
own problem. And I was having so much fun building this. Okay. That I learned a lot. And I think I have something to present to the industry that if people get behind it, we can have a lot of fun. Shops with shop contestants, shops to shops. If you're in an area that has 3 or 4 shops like I do here, I should have like a contestant from Executive Cigar Lounge, uh, Smoke Ring 72, and Jimmie's Cigar Lounge, locally here, and three contestants battling it out for the best in that area. Okay, and they move on to the championship, bracket. So
Very
it could be
nice.
a lot of fun if people, I think, start to see my vision of where this is going, where we can engage the whole country in doing something very cool with cigars.
Heck yeah. I mean, even us, we've got 3 lounges here that I know we could find a person from each. That
Yeah,
would be
it's
ideal for us too. That'd be awesome. And I'd like to touch on this real quick too. I love the idea of upping the ante with every question on that last round. It reminded me
oh
of
yes,
oh gosh, what was it called? Cash Cab. With that last,
yeah,
they only did
kind
it
of like
once
that.
though. They only did it
Now,
once. You only had one chance.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I love
and, and
this.
and and you don't get to call a friend. You don't get any of that stuff. You get basically 10 seconds to answer the question. You got to do it. So, and I am the only one that will ever know the questions. I will not. I can't even have these vetted by somebody. Okay, I have to believe in myself. Should a question be discussed and say, I might have a my call a friend. Like maybe I get Jose Blanco on the phone and say, "Am I right or wrong on this?" And if I'm wrong, I'll give you another question, or I'll give you give it to you correctly. Okay, I might have to have a couple of people out there in the industry that is my phone friend while I'm taping it. Say, hey, we got because if I let anybody else know my questions, then I've compromised the integrity of the show. So it's my questions
Sure.
are top secret. Only I know them. Even my wife doesn't. Maybe my dog, because I talk to him. Now, the
Oh,
fun part is at the end of all of this, like I said, there will be a championship bracket. So, what we're trying to do is fill a slate. I would like 26 shows. I don't know if I'm going to get 26 shows in. Okay. Because that would take us to the end of the year. So we'll probably push them back to at least 24 or less, maybe 20. All right, for season one. And the idea is that the top 16 winners, and the winners are determined by how many points they won in round one times the gift certificate value, or one if they won nothing in round two. Okay. And that'll
nice.
determine the ranking of the champions. All right. So it's real simple. So if you had like 400 points in round one and you won a $50 gift, I'm going to do that a little bit differently. That's going to be too much of a skew because of the way it doubles up. but I'll have a number in there that's going to work it so that we're going to bracket them based on those two scores. And then we play the bracket, and it's just like a basketball bracket. And it's only round one type of games. Okay. So it's going to be, instead of 3 contestants, there'll be 2 contestants battling it. And then the winner of that moves to the next slot in the bracket. The final winner, okay, that wins the championship bracket will move on to a special round 2 with fun and more exciting prizes. I hope I get the pledging from our friends in the industry to get some really cool stuff. But I will say this tonight. The first time you're actually going to hear this, other than a slight post I put out the other day, and I'm not quite sure people were following what I was doing. Whoever wins that bracket will be my guest down to Nicaragua next year. Airfare covered from Miami, hotel covered, food covered, fun, tours. You're my guest. We're going
Wow.
down.
Nice.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm telling you now. But we need a slate of contestants. Because if I don't have a slate of contestants, I have to do this show every week. If I can't have that, this show might get canceled somewhere mid-season because it's just not getting the traction it deserves. And I'll just put it on a back burner for a while, and we'll see what becomes of it. And should that ever happen, those that were locked in are still locked in. Maybe it goes the next season and we have and we'll get it to the bracket.
I think that's a pretty damn great prize to incentivize a few people out
Mhm.
there.
Definitely.
What more fun
Pretty
can you
amazing.
have than going to Nicaragua, going to Italy with Boston Jimmie? We're gonna have fun. We're gonna drink some rum. We're gonna eat some great food. We're gonna, it's gonna be a blast.
Oh, that's my kind of time right there. I like that. I like that a lot, man. So I see, Steven already getting ready to brush up on his knowledge. Steven, I hope to see you on there. Represent Bakersfield well. What do you call it? I see quite a few guys here on the West Coast because I know a lot of it's East Coast and whatnots. When we talk cigar stuff, but I promise you, the West Coast is gonna show up for you because there's a lot of cigar knowledge out here still.
And not for nothing, like even when it comes to the West Coast, you can start thinking about from taping shows and timing that we have. There might be, West Coast battles and then East Coast battles, and maybe you end up having a West Coast East Coast battle in that bracket somewhere. I mean,
I think that'd be awesome. I like
we
that.
can have all kinds of fun stuff. And at the end, if it gets all the traction, we can go deeper. Like I said earlier, we could have, a special maybe charity event with brand owners. Okay.
Yes.
Put the brand owners in, and figure out some way of making it into a charity thing where we can raise a shitload of money for something. Because this community is very good at raising shitloads of money for charity.
100%, 100% true on that one. And I think we all want to see some of our favorite brand owners out there, sweat a little bit. Obviously, they got the knowledge, but let's just see how far that knowledge goes. And this is an exciting way to do it right here.
That's it. Yeah, this will be fun. And I will say that the round the round 2 of the championship bracket, my plan is that somebody is going to sponsor that. They're going to sponsor the prizes in round 2, the bigger and better prizes. One brand I'm looking, I hope to do it. If I can't, maybe multiple brands. But the idea is that whatever they put up for swag, okay, whatever the prizes are going to be, and or a shop puts up anything, they are going to ask the question.
Ooh,
So
nice.
that's gonna be a thing, which is a shift where instead of me asking a question, that screen is gonna pop up with either live or a video of a brand or shop asking the question because they're giving big stuff, right? So I don't want to be the one that says I asked the question, right? No, it's your question, it's your prize. I'm just sitting here facilitating the process. And I think that works, right? Because they can make it as easy or as hard as they want at any time, right? Um, but it would be fun to see like somebody, maybe like it was a Jewish day, like a Pedro Gomez and a Willie Herrera and a Jonathan Drew asking questions, it'll be fun to see that.
Oh, heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great idea. Now, just to get back to the site too, just in case anyone out there wants to make sure they have this information, let me get this minimized real quick. You also gave everybody a good
Oh,
breakdown
yes.
right here.
Yeah. So there's the questions and answers in here. And so the synopsis of how the show works, round one, round two, is the first FAQ. The next one is how do I become a player? So you just click these and it'll give you the answer. All right. There's a link there. They'll take you the same link as the register up top if you didn't click it already. All right.
Yes.
How do you know if you've been selected as a player? We'll be in touch with you based on the information so I can get you scheduled for a taping. All right. And then I'm a brand owner. Can I compete? And the answer is no. Now this might have to change a little bit because I'm kind of thinking that tobacconists could make sense. People that work in shops can make sense, but I don't think I want the brand owners because of what we just talked about. That could be too much of a tilt, right? So, but no, brand owners cannot be. Will the show be live? That's going to tell you that's going to be taped and put out the next day or whenever whenever it's scheduled. But it'll always go out the same time. So there's actually a YouTube channel already set up for Perilous. So if you go to YouTube, you search Perilous cigar trivia, it'll pop up. And that's where all the archive shows are going to be. And this page will also have where the trailer is. It'll be replaced with the latest episode. Okay. And
Very
then
nice.
they'll move over to the archive in YouTube. So the idea is you can always go back and watch them later, but they'll always come out at the same day, at the same time. So if I pick Thursday at 8:00 at night Eastern, every Thursday at 8:00, the new Perilous is up and ready to show. So you can play it in your shops. You can, sit around with friends and watch it. You could be herping and just watching the latest run of Perilous. And then
Very
the last
nice.
one is basically how can I sponsor? So for anybody that wants to sponsor me, if you are, I'll just give a selfish plug here. I'm sorry. If you are a shop and you want to get involved, contact me. I'm already reaching out to shops. I've been getting a tremendous response, pledging gift certificates. And if you're a brand owner, there's a number of different ways that you could sponsor this, from swag to financial advertising, banners and things like this. So if you saw on the set at the bottom of every podium, there is a place to put a logo or an app, for a brand if they want. So there's 4 on round 1 and 2 on round 2. And then there's the beginning. The beginning advertising will be based on those that took out ads. It'll be quick shout out to them. And then the one in the middle between round 1 and round 2 will be another advertisement, which it's going to take a little more than 30 seconds. It's going to be about 2 minutes to set it up. Everybody go take a break. Typical TV kind of break. So there's different ways of doing that. Plus, anybody that wants to advertise on there's room for it there too if they want to place an ad there.
Perfect. Very nice. Very nice. But yeah, so if you are, a regular at your shop and you want to get, the word out for them, this is a good way to do so. I mean, it just makes sense.
And it's free to play and it's free to register. And everybody's a winner because you even get a participation trophy.
Oh, I like that. I mean, I have a
Everybody
feeling
gets
like
something.
so obviously I'm gonna register. Am I allowed to play? Our brand is small. I don't think many. Yeah, we're just barely a year and a half. Does that disqualify me?
I think that disqualifies you. Yeah,
Mhm.
because
Well,
you've gone to the point of running a shop, right? And moving into branding, and you had to get a much deeper knowledge to get to where you're at right now. As opposed to the the tobacconist in a shop, the person who runs the humidor knows a lot of stuff, but may not know what the depth that you know because you were there. You had to do it. You had to do almost what I was doing today, taking apart cigars and burning leaf and smelling them all for an hour. I mean, those that missed the beginning, I literally took apart two busted up cigars in my humidor when I was rotating them. I cut them open and I was just lighting up the individual leaves and just smelling the aromas and then mixing the aromas from different leaves as they were burning. Be like, wow, that's, if you haven't done it, try it.
yeah. All right. Well, I have there's another Miguel in the comments right now. I just saw him on there. So Miguel, you're gonna have to represent other Miguels. If I can't do it, you're gonna have to register, brother, and you're gonna have to do us proud. So that's okay. That's okay. There's more hope still. It's all good.
We'll do the best we can. Worst comes
Heck
to
yeah.
worst comes. We want to launch this, just so you know. I want to launch this in June. So I have a month and a half to build a slate of contestants. And, that's in my plan. I'm an engineer. I get a little nervous when things don't go according to plan. They are kind of going to plan, but at the same time, the rate of registration is not what I expected at this point. Therefore, I'm a little nervous that June may not be able to start the show. Can I start the show without a full slate of contestants? I could, and I probably will. But if they don't continue to register, the show will be canceled because they can't run a show without contestants.
So we definitely don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
So guys, make sure you get on and you register. Like you said, it's free to register, free to play. And as you saw from the clip, you can win a lot of prizes really quickly. So make sure you guys sign up and get your dates confirmed so you can have a slot on the show and compete. And it just sounds like a lot of fun. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, test yourself, win some stuff. What more can you ask for?
Yeah.
How's the
Yeah.
comments
I
going?
want to
I'm
see.
not watching comments. I guess, can I do that over on the right here? Is that what I'm missing? Oh, crap. There it is. I don't use this platform, so.
Oh, no worries. No worries. I know a few cigar nerds. There's plenty of cigar nerds out there, and it's time to see who's got the chops. All right, this is finally a moment where that you all know the guy in the shop who's got the answers for you. Now it's time to see how many of those answers they have. All right, we all know that guy, and it's time. It's time for them to ante up.
Mm-hmm.
And what better way to do it but a chance to win some really cool stuff and an amazing final prize right there? Like, you can't ask for more.
No.
You really can't. It's impressive.
Yeah. I'll let everybody know if this show runs to the end, like I want it to, okay? Even if I don't have sufficient financial sponsorship coming into the show, I'm doing it anyway. It would be my pleasure to take that winner of the inaugural show down to Nicaragua and let's have fun. And we'll get Perilous
That's
hats
awesome.
and Perilous shirts, and we'll just,
Oh,
we'll
heck
just
yeah.
tear it up.
That's a good question right there too. Since I love the logo, by the way, so is there going to be a link to maybe get some swag for yourselves if you're
Yes.
watching from home, kind of thing? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah. We've got that working right now. Again, it's how it is. You got only so many eggs, and I'm cracking them slowly. And I got to fill the egg basket to be able to produce and put all of this stuff out there. So yeah, we definitely want to get. I think this is a badass hat, and I think it's a badass shirt. Like the back, even we haven't even designed the back of a shirt. If we wanted to do the back of it, I could see that right there on the pocket of a polo. All right.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. The colors are cool, they're vibrant. My wife did all the graphics and she did an amazing job, not only on the logo, but on the whole set design. She had to come up with all those colors and make them work. And we sat down for night after night going through ideas. Even the name was I was already setting up and doing all my research on how to do this. The name of the show didn't come to realization until about 3 months into what I was doing. Because my wife kept telling me, you need to have one word that resonates, explains the show, what it is and why it is. And we came up with all kinds of words. We battled back and forth. It's dumb, stupid, not that, not this. And then I hit on Perilous, and I said, because I told her I wanted this mountain of knowledge. And she laughed at me. She goes, I'm not making a mountain of knowledge. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. But when I said it this way, I said, think of it, climbing that mountain of knowledge, which is behind me, right? It gets easy and then it starts getting snowy and slippery and it gets perilous and you just can't get to the top of the mountain, right? It's perilous because it is difficult. It's going to be difficult to play in the sense of how you decide what you know and what you don't know. All right. It's going to make you think a little. And then she just went with it and came up with this really cool graphic. I said, that works. I'm going to go with that. And the colors on the background set and all what she did with that is just eye pop.
Oh yeah, looks fantastic. Yeah.
Absolutely.
What do you call it? Well, that brings us to our hour, guys. We're just a little bit over right there. But before we let you go, Jimmie, is there anything you want to make sure that you touch on with them? Any final words, just in case?
I think we've covered it all. I just say, let's get out there and make it happen. This is a dream I've had, like I said, for a long time. I think I've done my part to get it going, and I think we can grow this into bigger and better things as we move on. We could make this a lot of fun for the cigar industry to the point where I can bring this show to shops. I can bring this show to PCA. I could bring this show to the Rocky Mountain Cigar Festival. I mean, there are things we can do with this and have a tremendous amount of fun with this as a community.
Heck yeah. Oh yeah. It's going to be, and I cannot wait to see this first season play out.
Mhm.
I know that bracket's going to happen. Brother, thank you for being on with us, and we cannot wait to see as this progresses.
Thank you for having me on. Appreciate it, gentlemen.
Our pleasure. So don't forget, you guys, go sign up. I want to see at least 10 people from the following. Go sign up so we make this thing happen. I know I'm going to enjoy watching this. So make sure you guys go. What was the website again, Mike?
You have it. The link is in the description right now. But if you want to check it out, it is stogipress.com/perilous. So you can get the register right there. Again, it's in the description for any of the platforms you're watching on right now. So click it, sign up. I want to see. Tell me when you're going to be there, because I'm excited for you.
Mm-hmm.
Cannot wait for this. It's
Yeah.
going to be a lot of fun. Hoping for June. Cannot wait to see it come out. Cannot wait for that bracket. It's going to be awesome. And
Yeah.
good luck to all of those who sign up. And I hope it's all of you who are watching right now. All right. Check it out, please.
All right, guys, that'll do it for us. Again, thank you to Apostate Cigars, Psalm Cigars, Artisanal Del Tobacco, Artista, GTO Cigars, Family by Loyalty, and Kiki Momo Cigars. And, of course, Culebras for letting us do this here. And we will see you guys on, what's today? Thursday? Monday.
Monday it is. All right, guys. Y'all have a good one, and we'll talk to you soon.